this is your dollar per hour exercise. So set it up for us. Break this
Yeah, so
down. We've got 10 minutes.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is just basically run through why 50-50 makes sense, why the MREA makes sense. All the agents want to talk about splits and really.
Okay, so why would it make sense to join a team? Okay, got it. Okay,
Yes.
love it.
So first and foremost, we talk about being the CEO, right? So here we have the CEO of your own business, right? But what we know in the world is that most people are not CEO material. That is why teams work. I don't even like to call them teams. We call them businesses. So they're building a business. So if you think about the world that we live in, no matter where you live, there are very few chiefs, CEOs, right? But there's millions of Indians, right? So we've got chiefs and Indians. Think about it like the dentist and the dental hygienist. So the dentist, they come in at the very last minute to say, wow, you look amazing. But the dental hygienist may have worked with you for 2 hours, making sure everything was perfect before the dentist walked in, right? Both of them could not coexist without the other. However, the chief, the CEO, is the dentist, right? And the dental hygienist works with the dentist. Dental hygienist could never be the dentist, and the dental hygienist or the dentist is not dental hygienist material. Same thing in real estate. So everyone gets into real estate, and the minute they pass that exam, somebody hands them a certificate to say, you're the CEO of your own business. Well, that's why 80% of people are out of business in 2 years, because they're not designed to be a CEO.
They watched too much $1 million listings and thought this would be fun, and they love people and love houses, right?
Exactly. However, everybody gets a split in their head and they say, why would I ever pay 50% to somebody? So I'm going to show you why. So here we have, let's see if this one will work better.
Go with the blue one.
Go with the blue.
Yeah,
there we go. All right. So here in the United States, NAR is our National Association of Realtors, and it's going to be the same wherever you are. Basically, there's about 50 hours in every transaction. So the first 10 hours that you spend is client time. The next 20 hours is going to be marketing. And when you think of marketing, it could be social media ads. It could be putting a sign in the yard. It could be you're putting your lockbox out. It could be maybe you're sending flyers out. No matter what you're doing in marketing, it's all right here within that 20 hours. And then 20 hours of transactional time. This is the time that from the time it goes under contract till it actually gets to closing. So that's everything that's being done. Maybe you're doing inspections of the due diligence period, whatever you call it in the state or country that you're a part of. So that's that 20 hours. So 50 hours for every transaction. So the MREA says we can do how many transactions by ourselves before our lives are compromised as far as our spiritual and our family lives. Anybody know? I love silence. How many? 4 to 5. Okay. Oop. Okay. Well, in the United States, we can do 24 to 36 transactions before your spiritual and your family life's compromised. So, Ginevra,
Yep.
how many transactions are you going to do? 30?
I'm going to do 30 this year.
Okay, 30. What's your average commission on per transaction?
Let's go with 10,000.
10,000. So Ginevra is able to do 30 transactions at $10,000. So for easy math, 30 times 10,000 is what?
300.
She's made 300,000 by herself. Would everybody agree that's a pretty good business? Pretty good business. But now Ginevra needs leverage. In order for her to continue to do more transactions, she needs to add support. She's going to add her first admin. Now, some people disagree with this. However, I would recommend that somebody adds transaction management. The reason I suggest that is because they don't get paid unless you close the transaction. What I find is that a lot of people go from this point and they don't want to bring this person on that they're actually having to pay a salary to, because that feels really difficult for them. It's a liability to them that they're afraid of in the beginning. So they add this first person. By adding this person, they're getting 20 hours back. Let's start with the 50 hours first. If I took 10,000 and divide it by 50 hours,
It's $200.
you're a $200 per hour agent. That's doing it all by yourself. Okay. That's still really good. Now, when I add this admin and I get back 20 hours, I take that same 10,000, I divide it now by 30 hours,
$333.
and I become a $333 per hour agent overnight just by adding transaction management. Okay. Now, how many more transactions should you be able to do by getting this 20 hours back?
Double.
Double.
That's right.
Should be able to do another 30. Exactly. So now I've just added another $300,000 just by leveraging this 20 hours away. Now, what I hear people say is, transaction management's going to cost me $400 a transaction. That's just a lot of money, Robin. Okay, well, let's do the math. It's just math, right? If I take 30 and 30, that's 60. And let's say we're going to charge $400 per transaction.
24,000.
I paid my transaction manager $24,000 to make what?
An extra 300. I think that's a good deal.
An
I think
extra
that's a good deal,
300.
right? Plus, who actually likes transaction coordination? I mean, that's a nightmare. That's
Exactly.
They all say they do that.
They all say they love it.
They love the paperwork.
They love the paperwork. Yeah. All right. So now we're at a point where we have transaction management, but what I'm finding is because I've had another 30 transaction, my marketing has really taken a hit. And marketing in our industry is the number one thing that you need to be doing first and foremost at the highest level. So if that's taking a hit, really important that they leverage this out. So now we're going to hire that person. And they're going to do all of the marketing. They're going to have a system in place. They're going to take care of everything. The only thing that you're going to concentrate on is that client time. So if I take that same $10,000 and I divide it by 10, I become $1,000 per hour agent just with the hire of these two people. So I went from $200 to $1,000 per hour. And I increased my income by 300,000.
And let's be honest, you've also partnered with specialists. You've got a transaction coordinator that's what they do all day. They're bulletproofing your transactions. And you've got someone that's probably taking your marketing to another level because they're social media motivated. They may know the latest and greatest. I mean, all those things make total sense. That's a brilliant way of explaining that. Love it.
Well, now this is when it gets fun. So I'm doing about 50 to 60 units a year, and I don't want to take a buyer out and open another door. So I'm going to hire a buyer agent. And the MRAA says I should do it on a 50-50 split. What? I'm going to give away 50% of my money to my rainmaker? That's crazy. I'm going to show you why it's not crazy. So that same $10,000, this is the same $10,000 commission, right? We've got the buyer agent here, and they're going to get $5,000 of that.
Can you tilt
Okay.
the screen down a
Yep.
little bit? I can't see. There we go.
There we go. They're going to get $5,000 of that. The rainmaker or CEO is also going to get $5,000. How many transactions at minimum should a buyer's agent be able to do?
24.
24. Good
Two
answer.
a month, right? Two closings
Yeah,
a month.
2 a month. So if I take 24 times 5,000, what do I get, G?
You get a whole lot of money, a lot more than the average agent ever makes.
120,000.
So this buyer agent just made 120,000 on a 50-50 split. And by the way, the rainmaker, they also made 120,000. However, if I take that same 5,000, remember, the only thing that this buyer agent is going to be responsible for is client time, because the admin here for transaction coordination is being taken care of. All of their marketing is being taken care of. So now if I take that same 5,000, I divide it by the only thing that they're going to do, and that's going to go show buyers' houses, put them under contract and go to closing. This agent becomes a $500 per hour agent. What were you when you first started all by yourself?
I was a $200
Wow.
per hour agent.
I was at $200. So your rainmaker, your CEO, actually is making less than you were as a single agent with you being on the team by $300 per hour.
Bravo, ladies. That is a awesome, awesome conversation. I'm going to pull that right out of this video because that is just brilliant. You got to go on the road and show us all how to do that, Robin. I hope you guys got a lot out of these two wonderful women.